Wow, some disturbing news right here. California. It's crazy.
In that area to go to reunification spots and also to, I believe that there's some evacuation centers in that area, and we'll put that up on our screen for you just as soon as we get that information. And this happened in the 6 o'clock hour that we got this first information of this video here. You can see people running on the scene there. That was when they initially heard the active shooter and the reports of gunfire. And so that frantic running is when it initially happened, and then that was sent to us. And again, as the police were saying, it is still active after the shooting at the Garlic Festival. We did have a father call into us after he heard from his daughter by phone that she was there. She heard the shots. She saw numerous people down, including a child. But does that mean that they were just protecting themselves or they were injured? We're still getting clarification. Bob told us that his daughter shared with him that she was taken to a nearby amphitheater and that they were told to stay there until they could go to a safer or until the coast was clear, and obviously it is not right now. And just the information we're getting to have our reporter sent to a hospital. Obviously, people have been taken to the hospital. And we also have a reporter at the Reunification Center, and Betty Yu is en route to the Gilroy Garlic Festival. So if we can just kind of backtrack to what Gilroy police were telling us, they have confirmed that the shooting... this is what they've confirmed on Twitter. They were tweeting out, again, the hearts of Gilroy PD and entire community go out to the victims of today's shooting at the Garlic Festival. The scene is still active. If you are looking for a loved one, please go to the Reunification Center at Gavilan College at Parking Lot B. # Gilroy Active Shooter. And for them to say our hearts go out to the victims and that is still an active scene leads us to believe that they are tending to a very serious matter there. And we are going to stay on this until we get all of the information to you, and so that you know, if you have loved ones down there, where they may be at this time.
This information clearly is sketchy. In fact, even in the tweet from the Gilroy Police Department, they said that there's still an active shooter, but there's no word on number of victims. We do have Peter on the phone. Peter, can you? It's Brian Hackney and Juliet Goodrich at KPIX5. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, Peter, tell us your location. Where are you right now?
I'm in Mountain View right now.
Okay, were you at the festival? You're calling in because you were there or know people there? Tell us what you know.
No, so I was there we were listening to a band approximately at 5:38 to 5:40 the shooting started. Just beside the stage. So he came in from behind and started shooting. There's this big tent
like you 40 say.
Sat on benches eating.
Just gotta pay attention to your surroundings.
I thought he was shooting up against them. So not directly at us.
So Peter, you were at the festival. You were saying that you were by the band, that there was someone coming from the back of the stage area or from the back of the band and was an active shooter, correct?
Yeah, towards the right there was sort of stands where people were selling stuff and so on. And he came from there.
And if I may ask, did you see one shooter? Did you see a number? What did you see?
I saw one shooter, and I also think that there only was one shooter, but I could only hear one gun. I think it was...
Okay, and we're seeing people, this is video, if you're hearing it kind of through your phone, video of possibly when this shooting did happen and people were running. What did you do at the time? Did you run? Was there a number of people that were running out of the area? What happened?
No, we were hiding behind hay or balls, like balls of hay that we were sitting on listening to the band. So we just went down. Everybody went down.
Were there a number of shots fired, Peter? How many shots did you hear?
It's very, very hard to say, but it's 20, 25 shots.
A chaotic scene, obviously. You're calling from home or from a safe location. So what did you do? Did you leave immediately? Were you escorted out? How did you get to a safer location?
No, tried to identify where the shot came from. Then I saw him. I saw the shooter, and then I took my wife and went sort of in the opposite direction. And that towards the gate. And then we just ran to the gate and jumped on the bus and got out of there.
A frantic scene, I can only imagine. And so were there dozens, hundreds of people running? Did you see anyone that was downed or possibly injured in that moment when you were trying to get out?
No, I didn't see anyone injured. A lot of people hiding and laying on the grass, sort of, and trying to not get shot at.
I understand. And when you did see the suspect, did you get a look? Was he wearing anything in particular? Any kind of information? Because obviously we've been hearing that it's still an active scene and he's possibly still on the loose.
Yes. Of course, your brain plays tricks on you in this situation, but I think he was white, and I think he had a beard, and
White guy with a beard.
Maybe some military, something green.
Okay, that's always hard. Absolutely, you're trying to just get to a safer place so you don't have to give a distinct description. But you did say a beard, which is somewhat of a good description there as well. But when you were leaving, were there crowds of people leaving? It must have been terrifying.
Yes, it's sort of an absurd feeling. So I wasn't feeling terrified, but I was just trying to get out there. Of course, people were kind of calm, actually. It wasn't where I wasn't that chaotic. I didn't.
Probably just the initial shock of it and just trying to get to a safer place. That's your immediate reaction.
Peter, did the shooter appear to be targeting anyone, or was it just random?
It was, from what I saw him for approximately 1 second. And he was, at that point, he fired with intent to hit people. That is much.
What's wrong with these folks these days, man?
And then he started running, sort of, towards behind the scene. And that's when I said to my wife that we need to run sort of in the opposite direction, get out of there. Because we were safe at that point. He wasn't shooting at that point.
I see. And so you were, this was actually, if you can just describe one more time, I know you said it when you initially called, where you first saw him walking up. So you saw him walk kind of you were where the band was, correct? So where was he walking? And then was it a barrage of bullets kind of into the air or into the crowd, if you recall?
No. He didn't shoot at us. There was no
somebody's
bullets
Snapchat,
coming
though.
our way. He was shooting. So he's on the right side if I'm looking towards the stage, right? So, and then he's shooting at the tent that is beside the stage, beside the band. And that is approximately 50, 60 yards from where we were.
Okay. And just stay on the line as I read this too, because I want our viewers to know that the Giloy police have confirmed the shooting on Twitter, and they did send out this tweet saying the hearts of Giloy PD and entire community go out to the victims of today's shooting at the Garlic Festival. The scene is still active. If you are looking for a loved one, please go to the Reunification Center at Gavilan College at parking lot B, and it's hashtag Giloy Active Shooter. Obviously, frightening moments, and I'm thankful that you and your wife were able to get out there safely and are back home, and I appreciate you calling in because we're trying to get some more information and the correct information.
Peter, I did have one more question. After that initial burst of gunfire, I think you said that you heard 20 to 25 shots, and as you said, he's going that way, so my wife and I are going to go the opposite way. As you're going the opposite way, did you continue to hear gunfire, or was it just that initial burst?
No. I didn't hear any gunfire after we started running. After I saw him run towards, I didn't hear him. So
out of there.
My initial thought that he was fleeing the scene. That's
Gone.
what I thought.
I
don't know.
I
don't know.
And you only saw one shooter?
Yes.
Got it.
It's hard to hear, of course. But I thought I only heard one gun.
Okay.
Cold game, man. This is crazy, man. What's going on in today's world, man, with these people, all these random shootings, man? Is it random or what, man? What's going on, man? Hey, man, leave your comments.